Hello, AJ76 Ian here. Welcome to round 8 of AOR F1 2017 on the PlayStation 4. This is Tier F8 and it's the Belgian Grand Prix from Spa. We've qualified in wet conditions on 2:01.425. Fourth place, our best qualifying of the season. We've got Mr. Robin ahead and Ghost Hunter, the two Renaults, and our teammate Noodle Dougal on pole. So we get a good start in relation to Mr. Robin, up to third place already, but we brake a little bit too late and we turn in probably too cautiously, give people too much room. We have accidentally hit Mr. Robin, I believe Lamaro as well potentially, and a lot of guys including Jason tried to take advantage. I think he has to back out the throttle, so Lamaro gets past him, so we've lost unfortunately 2 spots. So we're starting on the soft tyres because the forecast is for it to rain later, so we want to go as long as we can to hopefully only make one pit stop to intermediate tyres. But as you can see, Lamaro is in our slipstream on the left hand side. We're defending on the right, and Lamaro I think outbrakes himself, so we're a bit lucky there to keep that position. We carried on in 6th. So qualifying, really surprised. I've done a very small amount of qualifying in the wet. I have to thank my teammate for giving me a few extra tips on the wet setup, so I'm running my slightly revised wet setup for this race. So in the dry I'm not expecting to be particularly quick, but towards the end of the race maybe that will pay dividends if the rain does indeed come. This is round 8. We missed round 7, unfortunately we were away, and obviously previous to that was a disastrous race at Silverstone, so we've had 2 races without a point, so we've gone plummeting down the standings, so we really need a decent, hopefully top 8 or so result to get a few points in the bag. Now this is on lap 3. See, we run quite wide there through the exit of the Fanish chicane. You see Mr. Robin, a bit of lag as he tends to get there. But we've got F8 AI experience right up our gearbox. He's on the super soft tyres, so that's a quicker tyre than the one we've got. We go to the inside as we approach Blanchimont. He's on the outside, but I'm looking in the mirror, so we give him room, but he's not quite close enough. Down to the braking though, he brakes really super late, and I think we should be able to get a switch back here. Give him some room. We've got the red proximity arrow, so he's very close, but actually we've both delayed ourselves so much that Daniel has now got the inside. It's going to take both of us, I believe. No, just ourselves. No, Daniel might be able to get F8 on the exit. Fantastic battle. And we're unfortunately now going to come under attack from Fernato, the championship leader. And he goes through. So we are down to 9th. But he's going to go very wide out of exit of Eau Rouge. And we're going to go side by side as our F8 and Daniel ahead. So can we outbrake the championship leader? We do for now. F8 slows in front of us, so there could be an opportunity to pick up another couple of spots. This was really enjoyable stuff at this part of this stage of the race. Coming up to the end of lap 4, and we go really wide at the end of the bus stop chicane, and this is going to give Renato a really good run at us across the start finish line, and unfortunately we're now down to 9th. And we've got Lamaro pretty close to us. You can see him in our left hand mirror there. He and I tend to be relatively well matched on pace. I think overall he's maybe slightly quicker. And he's thinking about having a go up through Eau Rouge, but I think he'll just bide his time. And he should get DRS as a car pulls over on the left hand side there. And Daniel UK got into some problems, so we're up to 8th. And Lamaro still on our outside, but we've got the inside line, so we should be able to hold it, and we do. F8 meanwhile is lagging a bit there, runs really wide, and we take up another position, so we're up to 7th. F8 tries to come back at us, doesn't manage it. On to lap 6, so we're in 7th place, yellow flags ahead, so we're cautious to what's gone on here. And there's a Sauber off on the left hand side, now, so we're up to 6th now. Now lap 7, as we approach Blanchimont, we've got Vernato ahead, and he's having his own battle, and it's a really good one, but he makes a mistake out of the bus stop, and so do we. We get a bit excited, destroy the DRS marker. Unfortunately that allows Danio back through, and now Lamaro as well. So in nearly taking advantage of a mistake ahead, we got a little bit excited and have actually lost a couple of spots. Lap 9, we're still in 8th, chasing down Limaro in 7th. Jason's just a couple of seconds behind us, but he's catching us. You can see it's a really exciting 4-car battle ahead, and it looks like there's a coming together there between Limaro and Danio. I don't know what you think about that. Probably a racing incident, nothing intentional there. Unfortunately, Danio was affected by that. Limaro lives to fight another day, but we take advantage and we're up to 6th again. But Limaro gets a much better exit out of La Source, in fact. So I know he had wing damage, I think from an early stage. I'm not sure if he's already got wing damage. If he has, he's doing a very good job. Unfortunately, we've got a 3-second time penalty there for our 3rd corner cutting warning. Now this is lap 10 into lap 11, and Limaro is still ahead, but we've got Jason really close behind us. Oh no, he's still a few seconds away, beg your pardon, but this is Limaro slowing as he battles, I believe, Mr. Robin. And I thought about doing a Weber move up the inside into Eau Rouge, but I think that would have ended in disaster. But it has allowed Jason to get a really good run on us. So we go to the inside already, and of course we've got a yellow flag zone here, so one of the prime overtaking spots. You cannot overtake now unless you're going to get a penalty, because unfortunately with no safety car in play, that Sauber of Enals is stuck and will stay there, I think, for the whole race. So on to the end of lap 11, and Limaro and Mr. Robin are going hammer and tongs, and they touch. Mr. Robin squeezing Limaro a little bit too much there, I think. But I think Limaro is going to try for a Daniel Ricciardo move, a dummy, and makes it stick. Excellent move from him. We've still got Jason up our backside, and Mr. Robin, I'm just so cautious because he's lagging quite badly. Limaro lagged, see, look at that. Limaro lagged a little bit, although his connection's normally good. It's showing not particularly good. FA Experience had some lag. Mr. Robin had the worst lag of all, I'm afraid. And Jason is not quite close enough at the moment. Mr. Robin is keen to try and get back past Limaro, though. Again, the yellow flag zone, so no overtaking here. As you can see, there's a few spots of rain on the lens there, so the rain that we expected to come has come perhaps slightly earlier than expected, but it's pretty light at the moment, so I think it will be several laps before we need to think about intermediate tyres. So we need to try and keep the temperatures up in these soft tyres. So later around lap 12, we're pretty close now to Mr. Robin and Limaro, and I'm a bit wary about potential lag at this stage of the race. So Mr. Robbins wasn't too bad, but I was petrified he was going to suddenly leap back into my front wing, and there's nothing I could do about it. But at the moment it's okay. We've got Jason behind us, and we're going to go to defend here unnecessarily, because I don't think Jason was really close enough to make a move. He's not the sort of driver that does a dive bomb, but our exit's not too bad. So we're going to cross the line, start of lap 13. So we're already thinking maybe if it carries on like this, maybe 4 or 5 more laps before Inters, maybe a little bit less. We miss the apex at La Source, so this will give Jason a good chance to get alongside us. But again, at the end of the straight, he's not going to be able to overtake us unless he's already passed us before the yellow flag zone starts. Here he is. And oh, I've just seen on the mirror there, I think I might have done a bit of a Schumacher on Hakkinen in 2000 before Hakkinen then took Schumacher and Zonta. So apologies, I think I squeezed him a little bit too much there. Later around lap 13, I make a real hash of poo on, and Jason's up the inside. I make sure I get out of the way. I don't want to squeeze him too much, but he's now through, and I'm starting to be affected by these raining conditions. I think we're on similar pace in these conditions to Jason. If I hadn't made that mistake, I think I possibly could have kept him behind. So coming towards the end of the lap, and we decide not to pit. A couple of the guys have started to pit, but we're going to get the DRS disabled sign pretty soon, which is a good indication that it's time to come in. So we're going to give it at least one more lap. Jason runs really wide. Oh, and we get a real kick there of oversteer in the slippery conditions, and that's allowed Jason to get away. Now this is actually 3 laps later, lap 16, and we're coming in to put the intermediate tyres on. We're going to rejoin, and now actually we had to be held there because the car was going through, so we lost probably 2 or 3 extra seconds. We're going to rejoin in 6th. So lap 20, not a lot happened in the previous 4 laps. It was quite a good pace, and then I made a major mistake there, and I thought I'd kept it out of the wall, but unfortunately I got yellow wing damage. Now I was chasing down Jason and Lamaro and slightly catching them, certainly just before I spun. We've got another 3-second time penalty there. So that was disappointing, and with my damaged wing I could feel the effect of it, and I thought it's just going to be too much of a risk. I had a huge lead over F8 AR Experience behind us, and Mr. Robin later on, who's actually on the wet tyres. So coming through to finish the race then. Pretty pleased. Okay, I lost 2 spots from my qualifying, but I think I qualified a little bit out of normal position, I think, because of conditions and problems from others. So my best result of the season, back into the points, 6th place. I can't be too unhappy with that. So a great win from pole by my teammate Noodle Dougal, who takes his 3rd win of the season. Ghost Hunter in the Renault was 2nd, and Vernato, the championship leader, was 3rd. So all that means in the championship is, well, we are P11, which doesn't sound particularly good, but we have moved up a couple of spots. We're now on 21 points, but it's very tight. I think there's only 6 or 7 points ahead of us, is 4 or 5 positions. So we've still got designs on maybe getting in the top 8 towards the end. Vernato leads the championship on 140 points from Seppi Dien on 96. Noodle Dougal is on 82, and if he can keep up this form, I don't think you can count him out of the championship just yet. So there's a week's break because of the real life Canadian Grand Prix next Sunday evening. After that we'll be back for the Italian Grand Prix from Monza in just under 2 weeks' time.